Welcome back. We are joined by Chanel Tewald, Director of the Idaho State Department of Agriculture, and she's here to give us an update on the treatment starting today for the quagga mussel. So good morning. Thank you for coming back and being here again.
Thank you.
And so what is your plan starting today to treat the mussels?
Okay, we're going to start today with our copper-based treatment. It's chelated copper treatment, and we're going to start just upriver of the Twin Falls Dam. That's going to be our first starting point, and then, of course, that treatment's going to move downriver through Shoshone and eventually to Pillar Falls. And the end of our treatment area is Centennial Park.
And it is a multi-step treatment. So you are going back in November and doing another one as well.
And those are really targeted treatments. As your viewers will know, the river has really deep pools and some complex infrastructure. And so we will go through and do spot treatments on those areas as well. But that won't be as much of a public-facing treatment. It shouldn't be much of an inconvenience to anyone.
And since it is the same product that was used last year, can we expect the same impacts on the river?
We're going to have a really similar impact, which is good because this is a product that is really friendly and safe for this use, and it's safe for downriver uses. And so we have done some door knocking downriver to notify people of a dissipation area, but similar expectation in terms of that. But we, again, as I mentioned last time, we're treating farther upriver. So that's why we think we're going to have success, even though we're using a similar product. And
so people should avoid that part of the river that is in the treatment downstream, just out of abundance of caution.
We would recommend it. It is not actually a requirement of the label. It's not a requirement of rule, but we would recommend staying out of the dissipation area, which is about 16 miles from Centennial Park downriver, around to the Buell Bridge, and that's where we're going to do monitoring as well.
And so what do you want the public to know? You've been very open and transparent about this whole process and kind of what your plan is. And so if they still have any concerns, what would you like to tell them?
I think based on the fact that we're using a similar product, I'd want everyone to know that we, while using some similar chemistries, have a different plan than what we had last year, and to go farther upriver, as I mentioned, and have done an immense amount of monitoring with a lot of different partners. So we've had a lot of eyes on the river to put the best possible plan together that we can.
And clean, drain, dry is still going to be very important. So if you are recreating out on that river in parts that are still open, that is going to be essential.
It is essential, and it is for every part of the state that we know. While we were able to implement a treatment here in Twin Falls, we cannot do the same thing in every water body. We know that in advance, and clean, drain, dry is as important as it has ever been.
And how effective do you think this will be? Is there a way to tell, or is it just we come back next year and check?
So we are somewhat dependent on the physiology of this species, which is what made this detection this year really difficult, is that it requires warm water and a certain environmental setting in order to find reproduction in mussels, and that makes it a very challenging species. But again, as a reminder, we're finding very small numbers of veligers, and so that's what gives us a lot of hope that we can knock this back right now.
And so if people have any questions or want to learn about the previous treatment, you have a fantastic website.
There is so much information on our website about our treatment, about the products we're using, the methodology behind it, everything you'd want to know about where we've inspected water, how we check for boats, all of those things are on our website.
And so we will have that linked to this interview on our website in case you need to check that out. And thank you so much for being here this morning.
Thank you, Heather Ann.
We will be right back.